he was able to use the speed shuttle to get in there and get farther into the base and do more damage, have more maneuverability, that sort of thing. So, but now he's kind of stuck at not able to harass much. I mean, there's a lot of turrets around and that sort of thing, so it's going to be difficult. Whoa, 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 whoa! He needs to be careful of those mines. I'm surprised he doesn't have observers out. Okay, he does have an observer, but he needs to keep it with his army a little bit better there. But he looks to be moving in to put some pressure on C Shield. He may be trying to prevent C from getting that third base up and running, which would be pretty good if he could do that. And the tanks are not quite in position yet, so he could theoretically run in there and snipe off that command center. No, C is onto him. C is onto him, and he's gonna pull that command center back out of range, so he doesn't just run in there. Otherwise, Daezang could just run in there with that squad of Dragoons and target down that command center pretty quickly and probably only lose a couple Dragoons in the process. But Daezang has a nice little attack force here. He's got this squad of Dragoons, a few Zealots as well. Speed on the Zealots probably upgrading right now. And he's got at least one Reaver in that shuttle as well, so he can use that during the battle as well. So generally a nice army there, and it's going to be really difficult for C to move out. He's probably going to have to be a little bit slow about it, move tanks out, and let's see, he only has 4 tanks at the front, though. I know he has more tanks than that. Maybe he's already moved some into position on that ridge, but that's basically what he's going to need to do, is slowly push out and take his third base a little bit slowly, and nicely done by him putting up cannons, by Daezang that is, putting up cannons around. Yeah, see, there's some of his other tanks around that ridge to protect against any Dragoons coming in there trying to attack him, but, I mean, he can't just have them all on the low ground. That won't do him much good in the long run to have all of his tanks on the low ground there. So Daezang Bo is just, I mean, he could be content to just keep C bottled up in his base and putting down a pylon in the location to stop the command center from landing. Nicely done by Daezang there. Nice little, just cute little harassment. That won't take long for that pylon to die. Once the tanks come into play, but again, that's just going to prevent C from putting it down long enough. I mean, any amount he can delay that expansion means that he's taking such an economic lead. He's managed to get his 4th base up, and he's prevented C from getting his 3rd. So he's basically 2 bases up right now for the time being, and C is having to slowly push out. C coming in with a dropship, though. I'm not sure if Daezang's going to see it. Oh, he does see it, and the dropship goes down. I think there's a cannon in that mineral line, though, so it's not going to be able to do a ton of damage. Actually, it's going to pick off some probes. Mine's going down in the main base, though, as well. I didn't expect that. I thought he was going to just try and go in there and get probes, and a couple probes dying to friendly mine fire. It looks like he's bringing over his Reavers to try and deal with this, and nicely done building that Archon. I think he saw that what was going on. He built that Archon right there. Archons are floating units, so they don't trigger mines, but also the Templar were very, very... they could have been killed off very easily. A few shots from the Vultures could have killed off the Templar. That would have been a big loss to him. Big blow. That would have been a decent chunk of tech that he would have lost there. He's got more Templar out now. So, well defended by Daezang. I mean, that was exactly what C needs to do since he's getting a little bit economically behind. He needs to pick off probes and such, do some harassment damage like that. I think he picked off probably a good 7 or 8 probes, though, and so that's pretty effective considering, although I don't know, he didn't really need the dropship for it. The dropship was a little unnecessary. He probably could have just run in all the same, although he was able to get around Daezang's force that was running around in the middle. It's hard to say if they would have encountered it or not. And here we go. Daezang now trying to take yet another base, a 5th base in the bottom right-hand corner. And that's basically, I mean, this is a good thing for him. He knows that C's pinned in his base trying to do harassment, and then he's stuck there. And here comes the shuttle. Oh, nice! The Psy Storm drop. Beautiful, beautiful drop there. Probably a good 10, 12 kills there from those 2 storms. And the Zealot dropping out as well to, again, just like with the Reavers, to make sure the Templar live long enough to get their storms off. So nicely done. Nice little drop there. And so, again, you know, Daezang has just secured such a lead. I'm pretty sure he's going to win this game, actually, at this point. Because Daezang, I mean, you know, the players on Air Force, they don't have a good practice partners, and they don't have a lot of time to practice and that sort of thing. But, oh, he may be going in for another Storm Drop. I think so. Maybe, I don't know if he has the Reaver on there or not. But, Air Force players usually... Oh, here it comes! The Templar drop out! Nice! Double Storms! A lot of kills there. Not as many as he could have gotten. but a nice little dodge there by C, but he also, it looks like he dropped off I'm not sure if he dropped off a Zealot or not there. But he's got a replacement shuttle. It looks like he's got 2 shuttles running around there. Now, oh, poor Archon. Morphed in just in time, but then didn't know what to do, so he just sat there and died. Okay, so another speed shuttle is running around for Daezang. I'm not sure what the purpose of that shuttle is. He's got one set up on the left. Probably going to do another storm drop over here on the left. But C has his science vessel there, and actually his own dropship running out. It's going to spot Daezang's shuttle, and Daezang's going to spot his dropship also. So Daezang's going to have to try and be prepared for this. I wouldn't. What I'm thinking is this time it's probably going to be either 2 siege tanks or a siege tank and 2 vultures or something like that. Probably going to try and drop behind the bottom right base. And here comes the shuttle goes in. The shuttle dies. The Templar gets 1 storm off, 2 storms off. Probably only a few kills there though. And oh, jeez, nicely done. Wow. Oh man, Daezang had his Templar just chilling at the front of his choke point there, and the vultures just ran in and sniped them, just sniped the heck out of them. And that's a decent blow to Daezang as well, because those Templar had been sitting around building up juice for a while, building up energy, and so that was basically C just lost a few vultures, and he probably took out 6 storms, you know, at least 6 side storms that would have been all over his bulk of his army when he pushes out, which he's probably going to push out off 3 bases because he needs to do something soon. Otherwise, Daezang's just going to have too much control of the game. I mean, he's trying to do a drop somewhere. I didn't see where that dropship went. Maybe after it got spotted, he decided not to go on with it after all. But science vessels are in the air. Maybe because he's thinking about Archons. Or maybe, I mean, it's actually really effective to do EMP on the bulk of a Protoss army. Usually, you don't see the science vessels unless there's arbiters around, and you kind of use the science vessels to counter the arbiters. But C's go ahead with them anyways, and I think that might be a good move actually. I mean, because he's gonna need to win a nice decisive battle here, enough that he can go and take out some of Daezang's expansions. Here comes the shuttle coming in here. The tanks are gonna spot it. A couple zealots dropping out. Oh, it's just 4 zealots here. Just some harassing zealots just to go in and take out those tanks. So that's where that drop went. The drop went to the bottom left to try and secure that expansion. Daezang coming in here for a big attack. EMP goes off on the Archon. The Archon is screwed, but Zealots coming in here. I don't think he has enough Zealots to cover his tanks, but there's not enough, not enough Vultures to cover his tanks, but there's not a lot of Zealots anyways. So if he had more Zealots, he would have been able to completely wipe out C's army there, but instead, kind of a little bit of an even exchange there. More Zealots running in, but they're a little bit late for the battle.